What goes around comes around. We hear it all the time. But when you're the one betrayed, when you're the one treated unfairly, when you're the one crying in silence at night, it doesn't feel true. You did the right thing. You stayed faithful. You trusted God. And yet, you were the one pushed aside. Maybe it was a friend who turned on you, a family member who misunderstood you, a workplace where your integrity cost you everything. You didn't fight back. You didn't defend yourself. You just kept going. And quietly, deep inside, you asked the question, if God is fair, why does this keep happening to me? People say, what goes around comes around. But what if it doesn't come around right away? What if justice is delayed? What if God seems silent while the guilty keep winning? This is where many people give up. This is where faith feels hardest. This is where trust feels risky. But this is also where God does his deepest work. Because the story of Joseph was never about revenge. It was about preparation. Joseph was young, favored by his father, full of dreams placed in his heart by God. But the same dreams that marked him for greatness also made him a target. His brothers hated him. They mocked him. They plotted against him. And one day, they betrayed him. They stripped him of his coat. They threw him into a pit, cold, dark, alone. Imagine the confusion. God, I trusted you. God, I didn't do anything wrong, God. Where are you now? But the pit was not the end. Joseph was sold into slavery, taken far from home, stripped of dignity, stripped of identity. Yet even there, God was with him. Joseph worked faithfully. He honored God quietly, and just when things seemed to improve, he was falsely accused, lied about, punished for righteousness, and thrown into prison. Years passed. Days blurred together. Seasons changed. Hope tested. Joseph prayed in the dark, trusted in the silence, believed when nothing made sense. What felt like punishment was actually preparation. The pit refined him. The prison shaped him. The waiting matured him. God was working, even when Joseph couldn't see it. But here is the part of Joseph's story most people misunderstand. If Joseph had left the prison early, he would have missed the palace. If God had rescued him too soon, he wouldn't have been ready for the responsibility. Delay was not denial. Waiting was not rejection. God prepares before he promotes. One day, without warning, God changed everything. Pharaoh had dreams no one could interpret. Confusion filled the palace. And suddenly, Joseph was remembered. In a single moment, Joseph went from prison to palace, from forgotten to favored, from broken to trusted. God elevated him to second in command over all of Egypt, not because Joseph rushed the process, but because he trusted God through it. Years later, during a great famine, Joseph stood in power, and the ones who betrayed him stood before him. His brothers bowed, the same brothers who once threw him into a pit. This was the moment for revenge. This was the moment people expect what goes around to finally come around. But Joseph chose forgiveness. He said, "What you meant for evil, God used for good." Joseph understood something powerful. The pit didn't break him. The prison didn't destroy him. The delay didn't cancel God's promise. It prepared him for it. Your pit may be preparation. Your silence may be shaping strength. If you're waiting right now, if you feel forgotten, if you're doing right and still suffering, this message is for you. God has not abandoned you. God has not overlooked you. God is not late. He is working behind the scenes. Aligning on a gay.
Trust God's timing. Trust the process. Trust the author of your story. Because what goes around does not always come around the way you expect. But when God is involved, it comes around better. Your story is not finished.